Hi friends. Lesson time, baby. Alright, so I was thinking about it. I only got one more tapping guy left. And it's part of the solo and Pulsar. Hooray! So here's the solo and Pulsar. Well, before I do that, some people were asking me about what equipment I use. It's an Aerodyne, Fender Aerodyne. I love this bass. It's like a jazz P-bass hybrid on the pickups. I use roto-wound strings. Just got new ones put on about a week ago. Made in Japan. The bass, that is, not the strings. I don't know where the strings were made. I use acoustic amps for the most part. I have a PV stack that I use for big shows, but for practices and for recording and stuff like that, I have this little acoustic here. I've also got another acoustic, it's a little bit bigger. It's actually probably about double this size, that I use for shows, and this one's good for just practicing around. And for doing videos like this, because you don't need a super fancy one if you're doing stuff like this. So yeah. Oh, and shout out to Sam Ash Music. They fixed this little knob that was broken by just adding a new one. It's dope. They had a tone knob, so they switched. There was the middle one that was missing a knob before. I was doing a show with CKY Necrogoblicon, Humblebird, at Cat or Brick by Brick, and I lost the knob. I fucking don't know what I was doing. I go crazy sometimes with Ash Williams, and I completely lost it. I don't know where it went. So that's been missing since then, and they replaced it. They moved my knob that was at the bottom over to here, and put this tone one, where this one used to be the tone one, put it there because it's what they had, and it looks cool. I think it looks cool. So yeah, and that's what I use for that. I like these green 88 millimeter Dunlops, the little turtles on them. Whenever people ask me, or whenever a bandmates run into Guitar Center and is like, Pat, you need me to get some picks? I say, yeah, green turtles. There you go, green turtles, they know what it is. For my, I also have this guy here from Eastwood Guitars. Shout out to Eastwood, y'all are great. It's a 6-string bass, actually. It's a, but it's, instead of having one low, one high, it has 2 high, so you tune it like a guitar and play like a guitar. That's pretty neat. And I've also got, it's not here right now, I don't know where it is. Oh, it's over there in the closet, sorry. I have an ED1 from Eastwood. Yeah, Eastwood makes some dope guitar designs. I've heard a couple complaints about needing to get it set up, replace the pickups and stuff like that. That's fair. They don't put the best electronics on them, but the actual designs themselves are fucking rad. That's what Scout did. Scout, we have a partial sponsorship for Eastwood, so thank you, Eastwood. But Scout's like signature guitar now is that moon, that yellow, the crescent moon guitar. And Scout has really nice pickups that she just threw from the old guitar she was playing into the new one, into that crescent one. It sounds good, plays great, looks cool. So yeah, there you go. And for pedals, I have a, hold on, let me turn this off real quick. So I've got, here's the whole chain. Bass clone. I like it because it sounds like the 80s. It's got reverb, but like kind of, I don't know. I don't really like reverb a ton, but this just makes it sound like some dope, I don't know, 80s stuff. By Electro Harmonics. Space Preacher, I love this pedal. It's a compressor. I usually prefer to have a compressor where I can dial it in more, but honestly, just the more you turn the sustain up on this, the more compressed it is. So I just have it up all the way because I do a lot of going between tapping and finger playing and playing with the pick. So you need kind of that. Now it's got volume control too. I know some people just use it as a boost, a volume boost. So you could go with that. And I just have a polytune. On the album, I had a Joyo Vintage Overdrive. I'm not super stoked on that. I think it could have come out a lot better than it did. And that's no fault of the producers, that's fault of my own. I legit showed up with pedals and started fucking with them on the spot in the studio, which every producer knows is a formula for success. So, yeah. Alright, we'll move on to Pulsar. Well, I've got a bunch more pedals too, but that's my stage setup. There's gonna be wah the next album. I have a mini wah. I have a big muff. I might throw that in. It's good for making weird noises and stuff. But we'll see. This is it for the main stuff. Okay, there we go. So Pulsar, the name of the album, the name of this song. That's one of the most fun songs to play live. I'm going to show you how to do the album version, because the live version I'm kind of all over the place doing a bunch of crazy stuff, but here's the album version, which is fun and cool. So yeah, this song, of all the songs we've written, this one I thought had like the catchiest chorus, and listening to a lot of Black Sabbath. I always listen to a lot of Black Sabbath, but specifically for this song, I was listening to a lot of Black Sabbath because I wanted like how Iron Man and War Pigs have the really big guitar parts that are like, not really solos, or kind of solos, but they're more just like a whoa, whoa, and like the whole crowd gets into it. This was my attempt at that. It didn't pick up as much. Pulsar is, weirdly enough, when we wrote the album, this might have been my favorite song that we wrote. But as we listened to it more and we played it more, this song has kind of fallen by the wayside. I still think it's a really good song, but all right, here you go. So that part, the big anthemic part, is this. That's the wrong button. This one. It goes. What you're doing there is you're playing on the 9 on the G string. That's where you start. You're gonna pull off, hammer on the 7. This is Sports Center. That's all it is. And you jump up to the 7 on the D string. So and then back to the 9 on the G string. So 9, 7, 9. That's the hammer-on pull-off. Then 7, 9, 7 on the D string, 9 on the G string, 10 on the G string. Hold that out. Be like a wow. Anyway, and then you do it again. So it's same to that point, just 7, 9, 7, 9. 7. But then you go to the 10 and the 9 on the D string. So that's it for that riff, and then it continues. That's when the solo starts. And originally was just a solo, and then Scout came into the band, and Scout and I started harmonizing and doing it together, which I think sounds dope, but sounds really good. So here we go. So then it goes to, the guitars will jump down to the chords for that part, and the bass solo is you start on 9 and 7, 10, 9, 12, 10, 14, 12, 15, 14, 17, 15, 19, 17, good year. And then 2019, this year. So, did I say that right? That's it, yeah. I don't like editing, so if I fucked up, then it's 9, 7, 10, 9. Sorry. So I'll do it slow. 9, 7, 10, 9, 12, 9, 49, 50, 14, 70, 50, 19, 17, 20, 19, 19. And then you do tremolo picking. For those of you who know what that is, hey, cool guy. What's weird? Tremolo picking is most common in black metal and surf rock, which are like the complete opposites of each other. So tremolo picking is just when you go. It's just strumming really fast on one string, not strumming, picking really fast. So you're gonna do that and start at 19. So and then you're legit just gonna go back down the exact same notes you played, just backwards. So it's 20, 19, 17, 15, 19, 17, 15, 14, 17, 15, 14, 12, 14, 15, 19. So, so those are the notes, but you're just tremolo picking. So it's got it? Alright, so after you do that, you start on 14. Is your anchor? You're going to be tapping. Uh-oh, here comes the tapping section. Look back to the other lessons if you need help with tapping, but this is all one string tapping, the easiest of the easy. So it's 14, 16, 17. So that's it for that one. And then it's 12, 14, 16. Then 10, 12, and 14. And then back to 12, 14, 16. So that fast is... quick little slide. Just and then you just go back down to that intro riff. So. With an A chord. Ow. So the whole thing fast is. There you go. Yeah, that's it. That's the gist of it. I mean, that's the entire solo for that. It's not super hard. Sounds cool. Just because you're doing a lot of different methods of playing in that. There's a hammer-on, pull-off, not really string skipping, but you're going between strings. Tremolo picking, tapping. You know, there's just a lot of methods in one solo, which makes it hard. But the actual execution of it, like overall, it's not. The notes aren't hard. It's kind of all within a pretty simple scale, on just mainly the G string. So it's easy. Most punk solos are just on one string. This is all on one string. It's just, you know, a little bit harder than most punk solos, but should be fine. Okay, that's it. Yeah, today's video is shorter because I don't really have another lesson for y'all today. But the band shirt of the week is Se Vende. Woo! Thanks. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe and stuff, and go like all their stuff. Se Vende is one of the best bands in San Diego, and Johnny doesn't like this shirt, so he was the singer for Se Vende, or one of them, guitar player. So I wore it because I like it. Fuck you, Johnny.